All right, now we're going to look at the mental field. I said earlier the mental body in the third eye chakra, which is basically the whole working part of the brain here, we're very active and busy in the third eye, but the mental body runs right through the whole field as well, the whole body. Apparently all the cells talk to each other with little pulses of electrical current, so it's all of that. All right, so we want to find the edge of Rebecca's mental field below her third eye chakra. And you have to tune the rods to below the third eye. Good. Okay, now notice again, it's very different size from the emotional field. It tends in general to be smaller, although not smaller than a contracted emotional field. Mm-hmm. Now, think happy thoughts. And think unhappy thoughts. The emotional field is expanding and contracting, but the mental body doesn't budge. Mm-hmm. It's fixed. It's holding the timeline of life, and it's not really related to what you're thinking about at all, until we go to your third eye chakra. So now I tune the rods to the third eye. Boing! All right, so see if we can find now. Notice that the third eye chakra is always active. As long as your eyes are open and you're processing information, it can be here. And if you look at the rods, then you're making a direct link between the energy of, because the physical eyes are in the third eye chakra, in the mental body. If you are looking at something, then your mind is engaging with it, and the rods will flare to demonstrate that for us. So if you just sort of have more of a quiet, blank mind, don't look at them, keep your eyes open. Let's see if we can find the edge. So somewhere around here is the edge. Yeah. Now, I'm going to challenge you here. Close your eyes and pull into a quiet, meditative state. Move back in. So Rebecca is in meditation, and the field becomes much smaller and quieter. This is that still mind that we can access differently. Oh, I got her thinking. Yeah. Good. All right, thanks. You can sit again. So let's have everybody make that shift. So first of all, we want to feel we want to do both. Feel what it feels like in the physical body to be engaged with the mental field, and also feel what it feels like to be having these thoughts. Okay, so close your eyes and start thinking about arithmetic or to-do lists or name the countries of Europe or South America. Just go mental on us here. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Remembering things. Remember the house that you lived in as a kid, or where you went to school, or some people that you know, your neighbors. Just go to that natural thing that people spend so much time doing, of thinking about stuff. And now feel what the energies feel like when you're in that mental experience. Notice the whole energy in the room shifts. It feels like we're at a board meeting. Okay, and open your eyes, but stay in the field if you can. Bill, what do you feel in there?
Not much feeling, but certainly a sense of lists, categories, searching for information. So there's a sense of going to different places to retrieve information that I need.
Good. Jackie?
It's got an almost static feel, static background feel, like there's like socks in winter, and it feels really structured. So I'm definitely navigating.
Good. Yeah, staticky and structured. Jeff?
Feels like work.
Feels like work.
It feels like it takes energy to be here.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit exhausting just to have to hang out in the mental field for a while. Yeah, good. Becca?
Yeah, it feels like I start out here and I'm moving down different pathways to access information. And when I'm in my mental body, there's tightness, and the rest of my body, like my stomach, my solar plexus, tend to feel a little bit more anxious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. Notice that the mental field tends to look sort of like the neural network, that it branches and there are well-trodden pathways, but it's a bit like lightning bolts or tree roots, that there are things that are branching and etc. Yeah. Julie?
It feels like short, choppy waves, the energy does.
Yes.
Yeah, just kind of clashing into one another.
Yes, very much. Good description. Yeah, the energy is much more erratic and short vibrationally. Yeah, good. Karen?
I actually picture to-do lists and check boxes and grids and structure and linear and actually I was resistant to it at first because I was like, oh, it's just the emotional body, I don't want to beat it, and it's more chaotic and anxious.
Yeah. Good. Sharon?
Chatty, busy, noisy, louder,
Mm-hmm.
more or exuberant out there.
Yeah, good. Yes. So it can give us energy, but it feels it's a little.
Too many cups of coffee.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, too much caffeine. I find when I drink a first coffee in the morning that it activates my mental body. That before I've had that coffee, I'm not really very good at thinking about things. And then after I've had some, it's like, okay, now I can get to whatever that piece of work is. So I want to show something if, let's see now. Well, Rebecca, I'll use you because you're my example here and you're right in front of me. Just, you can stay sitting, but I want everyone to notice what happens to a person's eyes when they start thinking things. So if you just look at Rebecca's eyes, and Rebecca, I want you to, let me see now. I'm going to have you do the 7 times table. Okay, 7 times 1 is 7, 7 times 2 is...
In my head?
Out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want you to watch Rebecca's eyes. Okay?
7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56.
Good. Okay. Now, you got it. That's right. So notice that what her eyes are doing is that they're darting around. And she's literally doing what Bill said at the beginning, that you're going looking for things, right? So I'm going to do a fun little exercise with you. So I want you to close your eyes so you can't see each other for a minute. And I'm going to ask you a question, and when you find the answer to the question, I want you to put your hand up wherever it is that you located that answer out in the mental body. Okay, so resting, not knowing what the question is. Okay. What did you have for dinner the night before last? Gosh, I can't remember. And keep your hand up there. Good. Okay, now keep your hands there where they are and open your eyes and look at each other. Yeah. So everybody's dinner is sitting somewhere out here, and it took a while. Some people remembered quickly, some people remembered more slowly. If you're thinking about it, like I haven't remembered yet, so here's my process would have to be, what day is today? Okay, today is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday night. Where was I Tuesday night and what did I do? I'm not having a good time accessing this memory. I can't find it. I can feel it. I'm searching internally. Okay, Thursday, Wednesday, what did I do? Oh yeah, it was a very busy day. Tuesday, oh yeah, I vaguely remember that day. Okay, I can guess what I had, but I don't actually remember. Oh, I remember last night's. That just popped in. Okay, so there's this whole process of trying to remember stuff. If you're studying for an exam, you can actually learn where you parked all the information that you know and score much higher on the exam, because this is about training your memory to remember what it actually already knows. If you've lived it, it's on your timeline. It is, in fact, encoded in your mental body. You do have access to the memory of it, not necessarily up in the third eye. And it's very imaginative. The third eye can come up with all kinds of things. What will you have for dinner tomorrow night? Oh, well, now we can really play wide open. Okay, so this is what's going on with the mental body, that we are all walking around with this giant, it's like a virtual reality helmet on around our heads, where we are processing our subjective information and objective information, and where we're running all the internal circuits. So you know what it's like if you are talking to somebody and you feel like they're not really listening to you. They're like, yeah, their eyes are darting around, and it's like, hello, like you're not really paying attention to me. You're not here with me. That's really telling you that they're in there like I was. Like, what did I have for dinner the other night? Oh yeah, she just said such and such, but I'm trying to, so we're sort of processing what's coming in from the outside world, but we're actually really actively engaged in our own mental body. So, and then you might say about that person, oh, they're always in their head. That person is a real head person. They're always in their head. So you can actually see that energetically and track it. And you can learn for yourself how to make use of this. And if you want to meditate, you have to pull your awareness, like that functioning point of attention, pull it inside, get right back in, this far back in, so that you're no longer in the mental field. The fields of energy are built like a torus. That is, they're a field of energy with an open, like a hole in a donut. If you think of the Earth's magnetic field, the North Pole, South Pole, there's an axis in there. So that axis runs right through the center of your crown chakra, right down through the center of the energy fields, out through the root chakra, and you're kind of aligned on that. If you want to meditate, what you want to do is to pull your point of awareness in to your forehead, first of all, and then pull it back in until you get seated back in here. You've actually left the mental body, and you're now sitting in that central quiet, that stillness, the still mind. It's not about thinking your way to still mind. It's not about thinking about nothing. It's about not thinking, which means not being in the mental body. So as long as you're not in the mental body, you're not having all that mental agitation, and you have access to a very different quality. And you can sort of basically learn to live from this central place where you go out to have thoughts, but you don't live out in the world of thinking.